What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the barbecue boneyard, or so Susie calls it. I'm Brandon with Hey Grill Hey, and today I've got something special for you. This is the brand new RT-B380X Bullseye Deluxe straight from recteq. We're gonna go over the ins and outs of this grill, the pros and cons, and recteq says it gets up to 1,000 degrees. Does it? Let's get into it and find out. Now, I've already gone ahead and pulled the insides out of this grill for you so we can get down there and see what's going on so that I can get this thing fired up and cranked up to max. The first thing you're going to notice when you open up this lid is there's a brand new 22-inch 304 stainless steel cooking grate, which is an upgrade over the previous model that just had a porcelain coated grate. The next thing you're going to see when you take that grate out is that carbon steel heat deflector that's in there. That's a carryover from the original Bullseye. It had the same heat deflector, but underneath that is the real meat and potatoes of this grill, the all-new fire pot. Now, the old Bullseye had a fire pot that was flush with the bottom of the cook bowl, and that caused a lot of issues for some people. The grease would drip down and run down into that fire pot during low and slow cooks and cause flare-ups and grease fires. And what recteq has done to mitigate that is raise the fire pot a few inches up off of the bottom, and while they did that, they added some cool new tech into the design that is part of what allows this grill to get so hot. Let's take a look at it. Now, my oversimplified understanding of how this fire pot works is a process called gasification, similar to what you see in those smokeless fire pits. What happens is the pellets are the main source of fuel in the beginning. Once you get this grill hot enough, the fire pot's designed to ignite the smoke and the gases that come off of those pellets, giving you a much cleaner, more efficient, hotter burning fire. And that's how this grill can get as hot as it does. Now, while this thing's getting heated up, let me explain some of our testing methodology here. We're using the onboard controller to verify that it's hit 1,000 degrees. Also, I've got my ThermoQ2 right here that came handily from ThermoWorks, thank you ThermoWorks, that's gonna verify that this controller is accurate. Now on the inside of the grill, I've got this probe run right over to where the RTD or the internal temperature probe sits. It's nearly in the same spot, about a 1/4 inch away, so it should give us a really accurate reading versus what this RTD probe on the controller is reading. I also forgot to mention, when we were talking about testing this thing to 1,000 degrees, I started a timer right when I hit the on button on this grill. It's running currently. We're gonna see exactly how long it takes to get to that from off. Now, while this grill's doing its thing, let's talk a little bit about some of the exterior features and upgrades you get over the original Bullseye from recteq. First and foremost, you're gonna notice the new body and cart system. Now, these are more akin to what you would see standard on an RT-700 or RT-1250 from recteq. They're a huge improvement over the classic Bullseye that had the really wobbly legs and support system. It's much better. Now, another thing you're gonna notice is this grill has wheels on it, and that's fantastic. I love this grill. I roll it out on my front porch when I'm ready to cook, roll it right back in when I'm done. It makes it really easy to move around. Another thing you're gonna notice about the legs down there is that shelf in the middle. Not only does that help add stability, much needed stability may I add, but it gives you a nice place to store some stuff like extra bags of pellets or whatever, barbecue tools, whatever junk you've got laying around. Now up front here, you're gonna see this stainless steel folding front shelf. This is a big deal for me. I love when grills come straight from the factory with a front shelf. I feel like it's a necessary inclusion, and you shouldn't have to pay an extra $100, $200 aftermarket to get it. It should just come with the grill, and recteq was nice enough to include it here. Now, I'm gonna take down this front shelf and put it back up just so you can hear how solid this thing is. Now, I'm not sure about a weight rating for this shelf, but it's a very sturdy shelf. It's gonna hold a lot of weight. I'm pushing on it with just a ton of force. It'll hold whatever you throw at it. It's just like the shelf on the front of the RT-1250. It's good, it's recteq. Another nice inclusion on this grill that you're going to notice is this little handle over here on the other side of the grill with a couple of lock icons next to it, and around the corner there's a little drawer. Now what this is the ash dumping system that recteq built into the new Bullseye Deluxe. It's a treat to use. My only complaint is this lever here is spring-loaded. Now, the first time you get the grill hot, and I've had 2 of these Bullseye Deluxes now, the first time you get the grill hot, that spring-loaded lever stops working completely. Now it's open or shut, and that's fine. It should just work like that from the factory. If you're gonna spring load a lever and then that lever stops working the first time you get the grill hot, just don't include it. People are gonna get mad if you include a feature like that and it breaks, whereas if you just made it open or closed, they're not gonna know any different. Another carryover feature recteq's thrown in from the RT-1250 for this Bullseye Deluxe is the controller. Now the RT-1250 controller, last I checked, has 2 temperature probe ports. The Bullseye Deluxe only has 1, but you get Wi-Fi now. The original Bullseye didn't have any Wi-Fi capability, and most pellet grills that do come from the factory only supporting 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi networks. This one will do 2.4 gigahertz networks and 5 gigahertz networks. Why that's important is 2.4 gigahertz networks are an old standard, and 5 gigahertz has been around for long enough that a lot of people don't run the old school 2.4 gigahertz networks anymore, so their grills won't connect to their Wi-Fi, or they've got to set up a separate network for these things to connect to, not the Bullseye. Now, the body and the lid are the same that you'd get on the original Bullseye, minus the extra vents around the sides of the lid. Now the original Bullseye had the vents too, this guy just got some more of them. Now you gotta have that extra airflow to get that heat through there. You gotta have somewhere for that air to get in and that air to come out. Now another feature I almost forgot to talk about is the bigger hopper. The original Bullseye had a 15-pound hopper, I believe. The Deluxe model has an 18-pound hopper. It's a little bit bigger. Now I've already done some testing on this hopper. We're not gonna do that today, but 18 pounds in this hopper at about a 30-degree ambient temperature lasted me around 16 hours. Now you'll probably get closer to 18, maybe even 20 out of it on a nice hot summer day, but it's Utah, it's winter, it ain't that here. All right, let me tell you a little story about my first Bullseye Deluxe and why I had to get a second one. Now, when you're an early adopter of a product, there's bound to be issues, and while there was an original Bullseye, this thing, besides the shape and the name, is pretty much a redesigned grill. My first unit arrived with a bad igniter. Easy peasy, you can start a grill without an igniter, right? Easy. I called recteq, and less than 1 minute on the phone, I didn't have to wait, I didn't have to talk to any robots. Less than 1 minute, recteq had a new igniter shipped out to my address. Now, before you say it's because they know I'm reviewing the grill, they had no idea it was me. They had no idea. I got a new igniter in the mail straight from recteq, not even a week later. Now, to add to that problem, my original unit, for some reason, we still don't know why, would not hit 1,000 degrees. It would get kind of close, maxing out at about 800, somewhere between 750 and 800 degrees every time I tried. I went over and over this with the recteq engineers and we could not figure it out. So what I did was, same day, now keep in mind I live in Utah and recteq has a headquarters right down in Lehigh. I took my old unit back to recteq. The engineers wanted to do some testing of their own, so they swapped me straight out that day, no questions asked, for a brand new unit. Their customer service is nearly unmatched in the industry, and you get that solid customer service for legally, on paper, with this grill for 2 years. Now, I'm not saying they're gonna support you after those 2 years, but I've heard a lot of good stories from die-hard recteq fans that they'll just do just about anything to keep their customers happy. So I've run this test with this new grill a couple of times now, and it gets pretty close to 1,000 degrees each time. Like I said earlier in the video, I live in Utah, It's the winter time. It's like 30 degrees out here, maybe a little bit warmer today. This thing on the ThermoQ last time I tested it got to about 911 degrees. Let's see what it's gonna do today. It's looking like we're at about 800 degrees now. Let's have a look at the timer and see what the controller says. All right, you guys, we're sitting about 21 and a half minutes from the time I started this grill. Let's pan over here to the controller. So we're rocking full still, 831 degrees on the controller. ThermoQ2 says 807. Now really quick, while we're waiting for this thing to finish heating up, let's go over my official pros and cons for this grill. Number one on my pros list is the cart and the legs. If any of you have had the original Bullseye or used an original Bullseye, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was like Wobble Master 5000. It was definitely in need of an upgrade. That thing, you just bump it and the whole thing would do the shimmy and shake. Not this guy. That's a huge plus in my eyes. Number two is going to be this folding front shelf. And I'll say it one more time, pellet grill manufacturers really need to consider just including this with the grill. It's a really nice feature, one that I really appreciate when it is included with the grill. And you shouldn't have to pay $100, $200 plus for an aftermarket add-on for that for such a basic feature. Number three is going to be the inclusion of the Wi-Fi. Now the original Bullseye didn't have it, and it was kind of a bummer for some people. I'm not a huge fan of Wi-Fi. I don't really use it in the apps all that often. I like the experience of being outside with the grills, and I don't leave my grills running when I leave the house. It's too dangerous for me. That Wi-Fi is a big plus though, and the fact that they've included 5 gigahertz to help with newer standards and keeping up with technology is a big plus. Now a lot of pellet grill manufacturers, the reason that they don't include that is these grills really don't need the bandwidth that 5 gigahertz supplies, and the range of 5 gigahertz over 2.4 gigahertz is a lot shorter and smaller. It has a lot harder time getting through walls, and so grills outside really have a hard time taking advantage of 5 gigahertz only. But where you've got the option for both in the Bullseye and the other recteq grills that have Wi-Fi like the RT-1250 makes it a big plus. Another big pro of this grill is the temperature range. Now it'll go from a low of 200 degrees all the way up to a high of 1,000, and I don't even need to tell you what you can do with all of that. It's a low and slow machine, especially where they've raised the fire pot up off the bottom of the grill, drastically reducing the chance of grease fires when you're cooking low and slow. And that 1,000 degrees, while you don't need it to sear a steak, it'll sear a steak like nobody's business. Now last but not least on the pros list is that ash dumping system. It makes it really convenient to clean your pellet grill out. You can go a little bit longer between the times where you have to get in there and scoop out the ash or vacuum out the ash or however you clean your grill out. You just come out to the grill, pull the little lever, dump the drawer, you're off to the races. Now, it takes your cleaning time because you still do have to vacuum out the grill every once in a while and take care of that extra ash that ends up outside of the fire pot, but it'll extend the time that you need to do that by, a couple weeks, a month, maybe 2 months, depending on how often you use and clean your grill. Now for the cons. My first con on this one is going to be price, okay? This grill comes in at $799, and that's a bit steep if you ask me. Over the original Bullseye, which is $399 right now, you get 90% of the cooking on the original Bullseye that you do out of the Deluxe. If you can handle the wobbly legs and not having Wi-Fi and maybe a little less fancy of a controller, I don't see why you would need to spend the extra $300 on this. I guess it's not $300, it's $400 math, right? Now my next con is the ash dumping system, and I'm going to elaborate a little bit here because I also included it as a pro. It's mostly the lever that I have an issue with. The system is really convenient, but if you're going to throw a lever on there and then spring load it so that it goes back closed after you're done opening it up and dumping your ashes, that spring can't break after the first time or two you get your grill hot. Like I said earlier, it happened on both Bullseye Deluxe models that I had. And the solution to that is to just not spring load the lever. Okay, people aren't gonna notice. They don't care if they're gonna have to move that lever back into position, but if it's spring-loaded the first time they use it, and then the next time they use it after they get it hot, it's not anymore, that's just gonna make people mad. All right, everybody, we're about 48.5 minutes into this test for the Bullseye Deluxe. Let's go pop over to the controller and see what it's doing. Right now it's reading 878 degrees. It did get a little bit hotter than that. I'll show you on the thermocue here. The thermocue is currently reading 887 with a max temperature you can see up there of 909. All right, everybody, it's time to wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it here at Hey Grill Hey. Let me know if you want to see some more of this grill down in the comments below. Maybe we can do some low and slow on it, some hot and fast. I don't know, usually the cooking Susie's thing, but maybe she'll let me sneak some in for you. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Brandon once again. We'll see you in the next one. One last thing before we take off, because I know you guys are gonna ask. The German Shepherd, her name is Nessie. She is 6 years old this year. And the little boy down there, his name's Harvey. He's 1.5. They're good dogs.